Hello everyone, welcome back to the Budget Sportsman. Thank you so much for joining me on today's video. Just this morning, I got in a new box of goodies from Custom Gear Modifications, and I thought it would be a great time to just kind of show you a bunch of the different gear that I own from Custom Gear Modifications. Now, if you don't know who they are, CGM is pretty much a company, family-owned company that really focuses on saddle hunting. They do offer a couple of different saddles, but they also offer a ton of different accessories that are just go right along with saddle hunting, or even perhaps some of them would be great even if you are a tree stand hunter. And one of the things that I really appreciate about them is that they're trying to problem solve. They're trying to put out solutions to just even sometimes very simple problems. And the other thing that I appreciate is that they are trying to put out gear that's affordable and attainable for the average hunter. And so it's quality gear that's at an affordable price point. So I just want to go through some of the stuff on the table, and hopefully it'll give you an idea of some of the things that they produce. Certainly this is not all of it. Let's start down here on this end. This is the Custom Gear Modification Sidewinder, the original. I've been hunting out of this for about 2 years now, with a mix of other saddles as well. And I have to tell you, I don't really like labeling something all the time as my favorite, but this is certainly high on the list of favorite saddles for me. I really enjoy the Sidewinder. Single panel design, which is what I tend to prefer and gravitate toward. Really nice saddle, kind of minimalistic, you could say, in a way. Very nice and lightweight, but also at a very affordable price point. Now, if you're interested in seeing my full review of the Sidewinder, I'll have a link up in the corner. Go check it out. But one of the things I can mention to you real quick here is that in the original review, I told you I did not like the Amsteel waist belt. Well, now CGM offers their saddles with 3 different waist belts. The Amsteel one, which I'm not a big fan of, and then there's this one, which is the webbing belt. And this one I really do like. You can actually undo it if you rather not step through it. You can undo the belt, but you can also slip it through and really easily cinch it up, and it stays in place really, really well. So this is the original Custom Gear Modification Sidewinder, and then just today, I got the new for 2023 Sidewinder, and I'm not going to go through its features. I'm probably going to do another video on this later on in the spring or summer, but there are some really neat upgrades to the 2023 Custom Gear Modification Sidewinder that took it from being one of my favorite saddles to really just cementing its spot up there at the top. This is really, really awesome. New and improved, a lot of great features. Again, stay tuned. I'll do a video about that in the future. Then the other main saddle that they offer, although I did see now they're offering a saddle for kids as well, a smaller size saddle. But the other saddle here is the Custom Gear Modification Cobra. Now the Cobra is an expanding saddle. You can see it has a huge pleat here. There's a lot of adjustment on this saddle, a lot of different ways you can do it. And the other thing I should have mentioned, in addition to the webbing belt that I had there on that first Sidewinder, they also offer this rope belt. It's just got a friction hitch on it. Really easy to use, stays in place. It just has a little bit different feel because it's round over the flat webbing belt that was on that Sidewinder. I said earlier, I tend to gravitate toward a single panel design. Last year I tried this Cobra. Jerry actually sent it to me and asked me to try it out. I told him, look, I don't like expanding saddles. He said, that's fine. I want you to try it out and just tell me what you think. And initially after the first hunt or two, I really didn't care for it that much, but this past season, I decided I was really going to give it a good concerted effort. And honestly, after I got used to it, I used it a lot. It's very comfortable. But one of the things that I found is that for me, when I use this saddle, I tend to sit in it with my knees into the tree, whereas when I use the Sidewinder, I tend to lean a lot more. I used this for a good part of the season, and to be honest with you, I did enjoy it, but by the end of the season, I still ended up gravitating back to the Sidewinder. But either way, if you're looking for an expandable saddle, the Custom Gear Modification Cobra is going to be a great, great option. Both Sidewinder and Cobra are fantastic full-feature saddles at an affordable price point given the number of features that they have. Now, moving on down the line here, another thing I have is this ider. Now, I've tried some different iders. I tried one from Ultimator in the past. Everybody claims they love the Ultimator. For me, I just didn't like it. Now, what it did do is it allowed me to adjust and fine-tune the length of step that I wanted on my ider, but there was just a lot going on, a lot of extra metal, a lot of extra moving parts that I didn't feel like were necessary. And when I got this ider from Custom Gear Modifications, this thing is awesome. Just very simple, rigid step here in the middle, just very simple design. One of the neat things about Custom Gear Modification, they do just little basic things, and you probably can't see this, but there's little reflective tabs sewn on the inside of each step. So if you're getting up or down in the dark, you can see that. I've got this on my Rebel Fab 1 stick. This is a 3-step aider. You can get 1, 2, or 3-step aiders. You can specify the step spacing that you want. Whatever you need, they can hook you up. I like this so much that I'm really tempted to take my homemade Amsteel aiders off my tethered Skeletors and replace them with something like a custom gear modification aider on each one. It is a little bit more pricey though, so I'm still kind of working through that. Now, speaking of climbing, I just got this in the mail today, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about this because, again, I'm hoping to do a full review or full video on this later on, hopefully in the spring or summer. But this is a kit that Custom Gear Modification sells for a 2-tether climbing method. And all you need to climb a tree is no sticks, no fancy 1 stick, no multiple sticks, nothing. All you need is what I have in my hand right here and 2 tethers. Most of us already have at least 1 tether around. Add a 2nd tether to that and get this kit right here, and you can climb a tree. I haven't tried it yet. Like I said, just got it in today, but I'm looking forward to experimenting with the 2-tether climbing method. This might be one of the lightest, if not the lightest and most compact climbing methods that you can possibly use to get up a tree. And so I am really looking forward to testing that out from Custom Gear Modifications. They are the only one that I'm aware of that sells a 2-tether climbing method. If I'm wrong, somebody can correct me. Now, another piece that I just got in the mail today is this back strap. Now, at first glance, it just looks like any old back strap, and I am really excited to use it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a link down in the comments. This is called the Redirect Back Band. And again, I'll leave a link. Go over and watch Jerry's video about how this thing works. It's more than just a regular back band. It comes with some extra bits and pieces that are going to allow you to have a ton of adjustment and is going to really add a ton of comfort. I haven't had a chance to try it yet. I just got it this morning, but I am really looking forward to putting this to use. It's a nice wide back band. It's got some mesh, and it comes with a couple other pieces of Amsteel. Again, I'll leave a link down in the description to that video so you can go watch Jerry's video on that about exactly how to set it up, how to use it, and I think you're going to be pretty impressed with the Redirect back band from Custom Gear Modifications. Now, this is another piece that I have to be honest, I haven't really used. Actually, another YouTuber gave me this, and I was going to use it, and then I was going to modify it and use it for something else, and it's just kind of been hanging around. But this is the dropout bag. This is one of the original versions, I believe. They still sell it. I think they sell it. I just saw today. I think it's available in a bigger size now. But what you do with this is you actually hang it. It's got some little tri-glides here that you would use to hang on your molly, and it hangs vertically rather than horizontally like a lot of roll pouches and things would do. And you would put your rappel rope in here. And what you would do is you can see it opens from both ends. It has a cinch on both ends. But what you could do is you could actually open the bottom and drop your rope out the bottom and then rappel down rather than having to pull the rope out the top. It also has a little strap here if you wanted to strap it around your leg for a little bit of extra stability, and a little pocket here which would be great for your Mad Rock Safeguard, your carabiner, whatever else that it is that you need a little pocket for. So that is the dropout bag. And next up here is something that looks almost identical to the dropout bag, believe it or not. Cinches on both ends and a little pocket. But this is actually a hand warmer muff. And it's got, I don't know if you can see this or not, but it's got fleece on the inside. And again, this is an older version of this. I think I saw that this has been updated and upgraded. Jerry's always working on stuff, making things better. But it has these little paracord loops and little castration bands and a little tab right here. And basically you can just girth hitch this around the bridge to your saddle and hook it onto the little tab. And you can just have it hanging right there from your saddle. Slip your hands in just like that. Again, another little pocket. This would be great for putting your phone or whatever else you need to store. And another little loop right there if you need to clip something on, have easy access, you could do that as well. All right, now this last piece on the table down here is really, really cool. It's a very small, very lightweight piece of kit that is super multi-purpose and multifunctional. Let me pull the first piece out. When I pull it out, what you're going to see is something that looks like Dyna Glide. Now, if you're not familiar with Dyna Glide is a very lightweight and strong rope that we use to pull down our rappel rope after rappelling out of a tree. But a lot of guys also use it as a multifunctional piece of gear. They can use it to pull up their gun or their bow as well. This is not Dyna Glide. I believe it's called Zip It. Don't quote me on that. It's not Dyna Glide, but something very, very similar. And what Jerry has done is made it even more multifunctional by putting a daisy chain in about the last, I don't know, 6 or 7 feet of this rope. And what that does, it allows you to have a gear hanger up in the tree. It comes with a Night Eyes cam jam as well as 2 Night Eyes S-beaners, one on either end. And I'm just going to use my body to kind of demonstrate, pretend that my body's the tree. You can go around, hook into the cam jam, and then just use the little rope there to pull it tight. And now you have all these little loops that you can hang on whatever you want, your gun, your pack, your bow, your calls, your rangefinder. And so that has made it from now just being a pull up rope or pull down rope to also having a built-in accessory cord, accessory strap as well. Now that's pretty neat, but honestly, that's not to me what makes this kit the most special and the most unique. Now it is an add-on. I believe you have to check a couple boxes, pay a few extra dollars to get the rest of the parts to this system. But in this little bag, there are a couple of little micro pulleys, and each of these are double pulleys. And there's also this thing here, I forget what you call it, a gear alien something, I can't remember now. But basically what you do is you use the same rope I just showed you and these two little pulleys, and you can make a gear hoist or a deer hoist. You could use that thing to pull a deer up a mountain. You could also use it just to pull it up in a tree and process it if you need to do that in the field. Now I have to tell you, I was kicking myself this year because I had gotten this kit maybe last summer and totally forgot that I had it. And I went on a hunt where I processed 2 deer laying on the ground in the mud. And only after I got home did I remember that I had this kit. And I can guarantee you next year, this kit is going to be in the bottom of my pack for every single hunt. It is just too cool. Now, I'm going to leave a link down below to a video from another YouTuber who's basically showing you how to use this. But this is an awesome piece of kit. You have a pull-up rope. You have a pull-down rope for your rappel rope. You have a gear hanger in the tree, and you have a hoist that's capable of lifting a pretty significant amount of weight, certainly enough to lift a deer up off the ground and be able to process it up off the ground, up off the dirt. This is an awesome little piece of gear from Custom Gear Modifications. All right, so there's my table full of custom gear modification gear. And listen, I would encourage you to go over and check out the website because this is not all they offer. They offer a bunch of different stuff, and it's worth your time just to go browse the website and see what all they have to offer. Like I said, Jerry's constantly innovating, constantly putting out new products, upgrading his past products, and he's trying to always do it in a way that is affordable and attainable for the average guy out there. So let me encourage you, go check out Custom Gear Modifications, and until next time, remember to get off YouTube and get outdoors into God's great creation.